We had a poll up for the last week at davidpakman.com asking, will George Zimmerman, the Trayvon Martin shooter, eventually do prison time? And we still don't know if and when he'll be arrested. There's a lot of unknowns so far. But the question was, after it's all said and done, will Zimmerman end up spending time in jail for shooting or killing Trayvon Martin? 33% of respondents said yes, 22% said no, which, as you can see, is not anywhere close to 100%, because 45% said they're just not sure. And I have to say, I sympathize with this, Lewis. I am not at all convinced that this is going to end up with George Zimmerman actually doing a day of jail time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have no prediction really either. I mean, there's not much evidence, it seems, as to what happened in terms of eyewitnesses and all that. So.
Well, we do have this woman who has come out and said that she heard screaming and crying, and that as soon as the shot was heard, that stopped, indicating that it was in fact Trayvon Martin. We do have 911 evidence where Zimmerman admits that he's following Trayvon Martin against what 911 indicated that he should do. Of course, the stand your ground law does not apply to following people and seeking them out, which Zimmerman has already admitted to doing. So it's a lot of circumstantial evidence, and it's a lot of evidence that is not necessarily visual. It's a lot of, it's through other channels where we're inferring. But I think that this is going to lead to at least an arrest, if nothing else, because if nothing else, it was very clear that Craig Sonner, the attorney that was representing George Zimmerman, was completely unqualified to be doing that. And that was evident from how he handled or didn't handle certain television interviews, from some of the people that he put up there to speak positively about George Zimmerman, including this guy, what was his name? Joe Oliver, I believe his name was. It was clear he was not equipped at all for something of this magnitude. And now it turns out that Craig Uhrig is going to be, at least according to what he told an Orlando TV station, is going to be joining the criminal defense team of George Zimmerman. And that may be an indication that an arrest may be forthcoming, because he specifically works on criminal defense. Also, a new Pew poll indicates that the Trayvon Martin opinion is very, very divided among party lines. Far more Republicans, 56%, than Democrats, only 25%, say that there's been too much coverage of Trayvon Martin's death. Any surprise, Lewis, that Republicans are the ones who say media shouldn't really be talking about this? For two reasons. Well, for a number of reasons, let's put it that way, including the gun aspect and the race aspect.
No, not surprising if that's what you're asking me.
Also, African Americans far more likely than white Americans to say that they are closely following the story, and Democrats, regardless of race, are following it much more closely than Republicans. Not at all surprising. Can we deduce anything else from this, Natan, that would be of interest from these racial and party line divides?
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of unfortunate that we can so easily predict what each party is going to think about it. This shouldn't be a political thing. It shouldn't be a racial thing. It's just very clearly an injustice.
Well,
we didn't need this poll to guess that the numbers would look like this.
No, but you know what? There are some things where it would be expected, but also more acceptable to predict among party lines. For example, taxes, right? We know that on taxation, there are kind of fundamental differences between Democrats and Republicans, and we can predict them in a way that is more acceptable to me than the death of an innocent 17-year-old. This is a particularly egregious party line and racial difference. We shouldn't really be seeing that difference on this. On taxes, I can understand it, and I'm not as offended by it, even though we could still find plenty to be offended about. But on this particular line of thought, it is definitely a little bit sickening to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
But not surprising?
Not surprising at all.
Okay.
We're giving away a free David Pakman Show t-shirt to everyone who signs up for a yearly membership. Go to davidpakman.com/spring. These are flying off the shelf, Lewis. It is springtime. It's getting warmer. People want those shirts, now available in 5 or 6 colors. It's fantastic stuff, Lewis.
It is, yeah. You could have one for every day of the week, pretty much.
Well, if you have a 6-day week.
Well, work week.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you work every day, as some people do.
Some people do, and then, you may just have to do laundry a bit more often.
As a member, you will get access to the bonus show. Today on the bonus show, we'll talk about Philadelphia's texting lanes. It's not what you probably think. We'll talk about Foxconn building an Iowa plant that will employ 300,000 people, and a safe containing $10 million in cash and jewelry was stolen. We'll talk about that. davidpakman.com/spring. Take a break. Back after this.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.